Chapter 272. Transition. Feeling the dreadfulness of Kang Chon's second blade, he didn't hesitate to burn the essence blood in his body, allowing the essence he had accumulated over the years to instantly blossom at this moment. This was an unimaginably terrifying power that instantly erupted from within Devil Heaven's body. Like a great black dragon charging into the sky, the boundless demonic aura surging and surging, the terrifying might so vast that the entire heavens and earth trembled. This kind of accumulation was just as thick as long as Demon Heaven broke through the Yuanying stage. I'm afraid that it would be an unrivaled existence in the Yuanying stage. At this moment, burning his essence blood and exploding in one fell swoop, he had truly exerted unimaginable power, and was not far from shattering the vacuum. Broken sky. An icy cold voice came clearly. Kang Chon's second blade came in response. The demonic blade in his hand emitted a slight whimpering sound. As if it had come to life, the blade's body dazzled with demonic aura, and the black light shone. The terrifying blade aura tore through the void, and an unrivaled domineering aura burst out from within the blade body, causing the entire heaven and earth to tremble. The crowd watching the battle felt their entire body trembling. Each one was shocked. Who could resist such a blade? The devil sky covered in demonic fire descended from the sky. He stepped on the rolling demonic clouds, like a world, defying devil god. The two cold rays of light in his eyes resembled lightning, transmitting an absolute battle intent. Heavenly Demon Fist, he roared as his huge demonic body split into 7. All of them executing the Heavenly Demon Fist to meet the Kang Chon splitting blades slash. Boom! There was a loud bang that shook the heavens and the earth, and the unrivaled power stirred up this heaven and earth, and a terrifying tornado storm raged furiously in mid-air. All the people watching the battle watched with wide eyes as the 7 demon heavens met the matchless blade onings. A shocking explosion erupted between the two, and even that piece of heaven and earth shattered apart. As the light dispersed, the broken void was slowly mended, but the figure of the demon heavens was nowhere to be seen. Dead. It's a pity a generation of heavenly devils' body fell like this. The crowd was stunned, then shook their heads and sighed. Demon Heaven's luck was to backward. With his special bloodline of the heavenly demon body, if he hadn't fallen, in the future, he would definitely be the overlord of the cultivation world. Not far away, Kang Chon's expression was still grave. His deep gaze coldly stared at the void, his majestic intent probing away. He wanted to see people in life, and he wanted to see corpses in death. He wouldn't let Devil Heaven have any chance, as there was still a third blade yet to be chopped out. He didn't believe that Devil Heaven was defeated like this. It wasn't in line with the identity of the heavenly devil's body. What's going on? Could it be that Devil Heaven is still alive? Seeing Kang Chon's strange color, the crowd watching the battle from afar froze. Boom! Right at this moment, a majestic great force surged from the heavens, like a heaven-destroying aura that swept across the entire heaven and earth. The void shattered, and amidst the terrifying storm, a tall figure with black hair fluttering about and the demonic aura all over his body, waved a world-defying demonic fist as he stomped in angrily. His eyes were like the devil's eyes under the 9 ghosts, transmitting an endless devouring light that was intimidating to look at. Devil Heaven. It was Mo Chon. Everyone exclaimed in shock. Devil Heaven did not die, and had become even stronger. That terrifying aura was not much weaker than Kang Chon at all. It was definitely at the shattering vacuum level. Breakthrough. Third Prince Dragon was shocked. A breakthrough between deaths. The heavenly demon body is truly terrifying. Brahma Heart's eyes were incomparably grave. Being heavily injured, even if he breaks through, he's no match for my brother. Little Gold was also extremely shocked, but had full confidence in Kang Chon. The crowd was shocked. Demon Heaven broke through the limits in the instant of death and promoted to the shattering vacuum level. This wasn't just the power of talent, but also the power of will. Only a strong person with great fearlessness, great courage, and great wisdom could break the limit in such a desperate situation and allow himself to ascend. Devil Heaven was clearly this kind of person. His entire body was covered in devilish aura at the moment. His might was unrivaled, and his pitch-black eyes, which were like lightning, gazed at the heavens as his clear and cold voice resounded in the sky. "Didn't expect it, did you? I have to thank you for this. Otherwise it would be impossible for me to break through so quickly." Kang Chon's face changed slightly as he heard this. Demonic Sky was right. The other party's breakthrough was largely due to his forcing, along with his constant exertion of vacuum-shattering level power, which benefited Demonic Sky greatly. Of course, a breakthrough in this kind of situation could only be achieved by a genius like Mo Chon. It was simply impossible for others. As Devil Sky finished coldly looking at the sky, his heart was very much invigorated, breaking through the limits in the middle of a battle. How many people in today's cultivation world would be able to do that? More importantly, he was going to use this opportunity to strike Kang Chon's belief, thus restoring his own invincible belief. "Catch my third blade before you say anything." Kang Chon naturally understood Devil Heaven's plot as he let out a low roar, his entire body's aura once again surging to a terrifying level, finally showing the strongest power. From afar, Little Gold, Brahma Heart, and the third prince of the dragon were instantly excited as Kang Chon finally displayed the strongest combat state of Kang Chon's hegemonic blood. Vast power fluctuations erupted from Kang Chon's thin body. His head full of black hair instantly turned purple. His pitch black eyes shot out to striking purple lightning bolts, and that fleshly body that had reached the level of a treasure artifact. A single purple seal slowly emerged, emitting a faint glow. The crowd watching the battle rose up in alarm. They had known that Kang Chon possessed a special bloodline, and was undoubtedly displaying his strongest fighting condition this moment. Devil Sky was also full of gravity. He had just broken through. His body was still suffering from heavy injuries. Especially the after effects of burning his essence blood just now were still present. He didn't feel that his current state was a match for Kang Chon, but he was still confident in blocking this third blade of Kang Chon. Just what kind of special bloodline is it? Why haven't I heard of it? Looking at Kang Chon's state at the moment, Devil Sky's heart was also pondering. Kang Chon was able to surpass him for a short period of time. This kind of talent was absolutely extraordinary. I'm afraid that it wasn't an ordinary special bloodline. Most likely, like him, it was one of the legendary 10 special bloodlines of the cultivation world. While Devil Sky was contemplating, his eyes remained tightly fixed on Kang Chon's figure as he prepared for the attack of the third blade. Suddenly, he saw Kang Chon's figure flash out of sight. Yes, it was out of sight, as if it had disappeared out of thin air. This, Devil Heaven's eyes shrunk as a feeling of extreme danger rose from the bottom of his heart. Sublime slash. Right at this moment, an ice-cold voice rang in Devil Sky's ears, and then the space behind him shattered, and a blazing blade shot out. In an instant, fierce power, like a flood that had broken the levee, suddenly erupted and swept across the entire sky. Everyone watching the battle was shocked, including Xiao Jin and the others, who hadn't seen clearly how Kang Chon disappeared before they saw the space behind Demon Sky shatter, and Kang Chon slashed straight down with the demon blade in his hand. It's almost like the instantaneous movement of a divine separation stage expert. Dragon Third Prince was horrified. If it was a divine separation stage powerhouse that did this, he wasn't surprised. But Kang Chon was only at the Jiden stage now. And even though Kang Chon's strength had already surpassed some Yuanying stage powerhouses, he was still far away from the divine separation stage. What a strong divine ability. It's hard to resist below the divine separation stage. Van Xin was also filled with shock. Only Little Gold was thoughtful as he murmured, similar to Brother's Heaven escaping hand. Could this be the second style of the Overlord blade that Brother has been wanting to create? Little Jing guessed correctly all along. Kang Chon had been studying how to fuse the blade stance with the heaven escaping hand. He was very clear that the most powerful aspect of the heaven escaping hand divine ability was the power that appeared out of thin air, making it impossible for the enemy to resist in the first place. This was also the second blade stance of the Overlord blade created by Kang Chon after the heaven breaking, which was created after he had comprehended the shattering vacuum realm. In this spirit sealing space, the strength of space was different from the outside world, and with Kang Chon's current strength, he could easily break through space. So he was able to better understand the nature of space, and ultimately created this move, the Sublime Slash. The power of the Sublime Slash was extremely powerful, as it saved the process of attacking, directly attacking the enemy's body instantly. At the same time, within such a short period of time, the enemy was unable to make an effective defense. From this, it could be seen that this move was terrifying, and it was no wonder that the crowd was shocked. Although Devil Sky made a defense when he sensed the crisis, he was still a step too late. He had almost just exploded his power when he was already struck by the Devil Blade in Kang Chon's hand. Unable to be described in words, this blade was terrifying, directly penetrating through Devil Sky's back before the tip of the blade penetrated through his chest, and the pitch black blood of the heavenly devil instantly dyed the surrounding sky. Kang Chon, I remember. Devil Heaven couldn't help but roar as he looked at the demonic blade piercing out from within his chest. Then, he broke the space in front of him with a punch, dragging his blood-stained body with him as he took a step in and disappeared into the void. Behind him, Kang Chon's figure stepped out from the space, coldly staring at Devil Sky's back, not going after him. 3 daggers had passed. Whether demonic Sky was dead or alive, he would no longer care. This blade almost pierced through his heart, but unfortunately, it was still dodged by him, worthy of being Devil Sky. In the future, you are destined to fight it out in the battlefield of the righteous devils. The third prince of the dragons stepped into the air and came beside Kang Chon, saying with some sighs, "Devil Heaven was Devil Heaven." Although the power of the sublime beheading was very powerful, at the critical moment, it was still half dodged by Devil Heaven, preserving his heart. Such an injury was still tragic, but with the demon sex heritage, it could still be healed. Yes, brother, why bother talking to this kind of person about the 3 blades covenant with him? Xiaojin also felt that it was a bit of a pity. Devil Sky's talent was very powerful, and he was a mortal enemy with Kang Chon. Leaving such an enemy behind was definitely playing with fire. It's too late to say anything now. Let's just leave here early, Vanshin said indifferently. Before the words fell, the heaven and earth shook, the surrounding space began to slowly shatter, and a terrifying crack appeared in the earth, and the entire spirit sealing space appeared as if it had entered the end times. What's going on? The 3 little Jim people immediately exclaimed in shock, looking with unbelief at the surrounding space shattering and the earth breaking apart. Kang Chon also frowned. The divine light in his eyes violently erupted, piercing through the layers of emptiness, and vaguely, he saw 3 magnificent figures rising up into the sky, exuding an unrivaled pressure. Lara, the sky was shattering, the earth was crumbling, and the entire scene was one of doom. In that endless void, the 3 great figures stood majestically, like 3 majestic peaks, exuding a vast and majestic aura. If any trialists were here, they would recognize these 3 people. They were the 3 city lords of the city of man, the city of earth, and the city of heaven. The origins of these 3 city lords were unknown, and their strength was even more unfathomable. Since ancient times, the 3 city lords were the ones who eternally guarded the 3 cities in the spirit sealing space, and even though generations of geniuses had ascended in the flood continent's cultivation realm, they still existed here, unchanged for thousands of years. The inheritance is over. He was able to come out alive. He must have succeeded. A word filled with relief spat out from the mouth of the city of man's city lord. His gaze was incomparably deep, as if he had pierced through the layers of emptiness to see a youth wearing a purple robe. It's a pity that we didn't even get to see the last of our master. I hope that his old man's immortal battle spirit can live on forever, sighed the city lord of the city of the earth, his eyes filled with reluctance. All right, don't sigh. It's time for us to leave. The master was able to leave behind his legacy and will surely leave with a face full of joy. We should be happy for him. The city lord of Heavenly City droned in a condensed voice.